Hello, this is Titanosaurus Productions, and welcome to another video. Today I'll be doing the top 10 Thomas the Tank Engine top 5 Thomas the Tank Engine seasons, because those are the best ones in my opinion. There's 5 good ones. We'll start off by doing the honorable mentions, which are Season 6 and Season 7. Season 6 and 7 had some good episodes, but they couldn't compare to these other seasons, because not all the episodes were great. Season 7 had less good episodes, especially with the new narrator, Michael Angelis. He wasn't so good, but some of the episodes had good crashes and stuff, so yeah. And then there was Season 6, which had some of my favorite episodes, including Thomas and the Jet Engine and Duncan, to name a few. There aren't that many great episodes in that series, but still, those are 2 of the better ones. Now let's kick things off with number 5, I should say. At number 5, we have Season 3. It wasn't as good as the other seasons, but definitely had some good points. Not bad by any means. It was really good. I really like the brighter color palette here. And there's almost like a yellowish hue to the show at the current time. Just like how Season 2 had more of a brownish hue. Most of the stories were pretty good, and the sets also were really good. I feel like the whole Thomas universe at this point had fully expanded, and it was really becoming one big universe of talking trains. So yeah, this was a pretty good season, and now on to number 4. At number 4, we have Season 1. Of course, this was the most realistic season out of them all, with, of course, very realistic vehicles and things. They hadn't really done anything out of the ordinary. Still Wilbert Awdry-based stories. Of course, the sets and music, they were all very, and just the stories in general were all very relaxing, nice to fall asleep to. You can watch them in the morning. They're just really nice episodes to watch. They're very pleasing to the eye, I guess. Of course, there were a lot of goofs and good crashes too. Better than the goofs, obviously. But yeah, it was just a pretty nice season. And if you haven't seen any episodes from it, even if you're not a Thomas fan, it'll probably just is satisfying to see model trains around. That's why I like it so much, and this is why it's one of my favorite seasons. Now on to number 3. At number 3, we have Season 2. The facial expressions got better. In my opinion, the sets got better, as well as the characters. Very good indeed. Also, the musical compositions got better. One of my favorite things about this series is that it focuses on the branch line engines, and I just remember watching those episodes a lot when I was younger. I remember watching the engines go over the viaduct. I remember all the engines, all the branch line engines just going over hills. Yeah, it was a very good season because of that. It's a very nostalgic season to me, and I like a lot of the episodes from it. Also, the sets really stand out from the last season because they have a lot more locations now. And yeah, that's all I have for Season 2, and on to number 2. At number 2, no surprise here, it is Season 4. First of all, The regular engine stories were pretty good, but the main focus of this season is on the narrow gauge engines, and they had some of the best stories so far. You can't beat those stories. I think everyone agrees that they're some of the best that this series had to offer. I'm talking about Thomas the Tank Engine like it's a serious thing, but it's a very beloved property, I guess, and a lot of people really like it. It's good. It's something that is pleasing to the eye, is what I would call Thomas, pleasing to the eye, because that's what I think of model trains. I like to see them go around on the tracks and carry freight cars and passenger cars, and especially since they have faces, they can have a bunch of different stories, and this series certainly showed that, with a lot of great stories and great sets, of course. The world was still expanding at this point, even more so than before. But aside from that, let's get on to number 1, which is no surprise. Here we go. The best season of Thomas the Tank Engine is Season 5. Now, since we have moved on from George Carlin, who's still a great narrator, we have gotten into Alec Baldwin, and this is him at his best, with his great character voices. And aside from that, the sets have improved immensely. The music is getting better. The stories are not Wilbert Audrey stories, but they are amazing. And I haven't even mentioned the universe now. I've been talking about how Thomas has had this whole world that he's in, how it keeps expanding, and now that we're at Season 5, it definitely has expanded a lot more. The suspense in this season has gotten way better. The spooky episodes are the best that Thomas has to offer. And it's not even spooky, it's creepy, it's eerie. It's like a horror movie creepy. It gives me chills running down my spine watching model trains somehow, but it does. Anyway, that's all for this video. I hope you'll tune into my top whatever Thomas the Tank Engine episodes whenever I make that, eventually. Anyway, that's all for now. Goodbye.